Hey guys! So today I'm going to be talking about the Super Dragons and how viable they are after their recent buff. So first things first, I'm going to look at this base here. I'll look at the second attack, not the first attack, because I was not using Super Dragons. So recently, this weekend, Super Dragons got a hit point buff of about 600 hit points, which is making them actually survive a little bit longer due to all the buildings in the clan capital actually getting a hit points or DPS nerf for all the defenses. So they're actually surviving longer and getting a bit more value for 40 housing space, which is pretty good for them. So for Super Dragons, really, you just want to try and spread them out if you can, because you don't want them to get splashed, because they wouldn't get as much value. So for these bases, really, just try have him under rage spells, as you can see here. I still feel though that Super Dragons should be splashing onto other defenses that they should be, because you see there they're splashing onto the hidden Tesla, but not splashing onto the town hall at all, which I feel they should be. Like that dragon there just splashed onto those two defenses there, but didn't splash onto the Tesla at all. It should be. But yeah, they're definitely better now after the recent buff than they were before, for sure. They're getting a lot more success with them. I'm actually two-shotting bases now instead of actually just three-shotting them instead of just using them. So 41% is not too bad. So for second attack here as well, or the final attack, I was going to be using these skeleton balloons in my army to take out that Inferno Tower, the Super Wizard to take out all these buildings here, and then those 4 lightning spells to take out these 2 rapid rockets up here as well, because they're 2 tiles apart. And then the frost spell actually got a buff there as well. I'll show you. It's actually the same housing space now as a rage spell and a healing spell. Went down from 4 housing space to 3, so it's a lot easier to fit into armies now. And the stats are still the same, it's just the housing space that's changed. And it's definitely a big improvement for sure, because no one was really using the frost spell, let's be honest. No one was using it. And so the frost spell now, it decreases the damage per second of buildings by half. So normally the capital peak Eagle Artillery usually shoots about, I would say about every 8 seconds, I would say. But now only shoots every 16 seconds if it's under a frost spell, which is pretty nice, not gonna lie. So yeah, if you just combine if you just use Super Dragons with rage spells on most bases, it'll do fairly well for you. Now, for the second attack, we're going to be looking at Barbarian Camp base. So, the standard army for these Super Dragon attacks is literally just 6 Super Dragons, and there's 10 housing space remaining, so just use 2 Super Barbarians, and then just use 2 Rage spells, and then 1 Lightning spell to fill it up. So, once again, you're just spreading out the Super Dragons. You do not want to place them all at once, because they'll just get all splashed. Yes, they do have a lot of hit points, but if you just sprinkle them all together, they will die fairly quickly to lost splash defenses. So spread them all out. If there's a lot of defenses around, you can just rage them up to get through it. Like that Super Dragon over there as well. They're actually really good now, I'd say, not gonna lie. They were very underwhelming there for the longest time, ever since they've been out. But now, after that 600 HP buff, they're definitely good. They're definitely not like fantastic or overpowered. They're just viable. They really are viable, which is really what you'd want. Like before the update, I was hardly ever using Super Dragons, but now they're actually not bad. So you can see there, I know it's a normal layout for Barbarian Camp, but 60% on your first attack is really, really good. And that was just using Super Dragons. I know the base is not too well upgraded either, but still, that's very, very good. Now for the next attack. So you see there's 2 air bombs over here. Just use 1 super barbarian, just take them all out. Yeah, so just breaking open the base. And then once again, you're just putting down the rage spells where there's a lot of defenses, just so the super dragons can break through them quickly. And then once again, just spread them out even just a small bit like that. Like so, making them target all of those defenses. Like you see that dragon there, just took out both those rapid rockets very quickly. Yeah, it is very straightforward. Definitely an easier armory to use than maybe graveyard spam, but definitely viable for sure. I'd see you being able to use this on pretty much any base. I would say any of the bases, honestly, this army would do well against. I'll show you one more attack now against Wizard Valley. Why not? Another default layout. Um, Nothing really has changed. Just the same strategy once again. Just using the barbarians. Why not? And then lightning spell, whichever, and then spreading out your super dragons. So yeah, sprinkle them in. Sprinkle them in. There's no splash damage around here either, so you can put them on top there if you want. And then 2 more there in the center. With the rage spell down there as well, just break through all those defenses quickly. There you go. So yeah, you might want to use your lightning spell maybe to save that for Inferno Towers, because they're obviously very good at taking out tanks since they have a lot of hit points. So if there's ever a base where you're versus Inferno Towers, you might use lightning spell against them. That dragon was going to die anyway, so there's no point using it there. And then final attack again. So we're going to be using some skeleton barrels once again to take out the Inferno Towers. They're probably one of the best ways, or best troops in the game for taking out Inferno Towers, just for the splash and the swarm of skeletons. There you go. Only bring 4 super dragons, that's all you really need. Just drop the rage spells, put dragons in them, and they'll just do work. Minions clean up. Yeah, very straightforward. I'd say the only base really where this might not be the best maybe would be Dragon Cliffs, because obviously there's 6 super dragons in that base, so obviously it's going to be tougher. But yeah, definitely under any other base, honestly, you'd be able to use this army, no problem at all. So yeah, I would definitely, if there's one thing I would say and that you would take from this video, is use super dragons. They are pretty good. Thanks for watching.